Okay? The other good they talk about in that category is a complement. Complements are things like coffee and donuts, peanut butter and jelly, chips and dip. You could go on and on. Hot dogs and hot dog buns, hamburgers, hamburger buns. All these things are complement goods, things that you buy together. And we'll use chips and dip because they're short words. Okay? These are items you would go to the grocery store and buy in pairs. Now, if you have a complement, the price of that complement can also affect your demand. If I go in and the price of chips sale, it's lower, automatically the demand for dip will go up, regardless of its price. Chips are on sale, I've got to buy dip. Okay? Price of dip is up. Price of dip finally, or chips becomes very expensive. The demand for dip goes down. Okay? So here you're looking at opposites. When you're talking complement goods, tennis balls and tennis rackets, baseballs and baseball bats, and baseball gloves, things of that nature, things you buy in tandem. If the price of one goes up, demand for the other goes down. So a way to think of this one is your hands are going in opposite directions. If they're complements, they go in opposite directions. I hope that that makes sense to you. But these are the differences. These are complements. These are substitutes. Substitutes you use in place of each other. Complements you use in tandem. The next one, number 5, your expectations. And really what they're talking about there is your expectation of the future. A couple of easy examples. December of 1999. Think about it. What were you buying? Most people were out buying survival type things. The demand for those items skyrocketed that month. Things like generators, duct tape, water, canned foods. Why? Because of the Y2K crisis. People thought that the world was going to end. So demand for those goods skyrocketed. Another example, September 11th, the evening that the towers actually fell. If you went around town, almost everybody seemed to be at a gas station. Again, demand for gas skyrocketed because everybody assumed that gas prices were going to go up. Those are things that increase demand. Another way this can happen, though, is if they say Dell advertises that next month there's going to be rebates given on computers. What are you going to do as a buyer? I know myself, I'm going to postpone that purchase till that rebate's there. So what ends up happening is my future expectation of it being cheaper shifts my demand in today. That's how that works. The future, what you think is going to happen, affects what you're going to do today. Okay? And number 6 is the number. Any of you that know how an auction works, if I walk into an auction house and I'm the only buyer there, it's going to be a great night. I say that because the prices will be very low and I'll get everything I want. On the other hand, as more and more buyers come in, we bid the prices up. Demand shifts out. So the higher the number of buyers, greater the demand. It shifts to the right. The less buyers, shifts to the left. Any of these 6 things, any of these 6 determinants of demand can shift this demand curve in either direction. Price moves on the curve and will not shift the curve at all. Price of the good itself. Be careful not to confuse that with substitutes and complements, which talk about the price of another good's effect on your product. That's the difference between a movement and a shift. Be very careful when you read questions. Look for that word quantity. Little terms like that make all the difference. So be very careful when you're